Hey, quick question. What if I could help you earn 50,000 membership rewards very easily? Are you interested? There's a new Capital One lounge that just opened up, and I've got a story today related to traveling with a dog on a plane. I'm going to share a video from a recent experience that someone had on a Southwest flight with a dog. Not very pleasant. I can't wait to share that and much more with you on this week's edition of the Weekly Pointers News Update. I'm Brandon Boyd with The Brandon Boyd Show. Thank you so much for watching. These episodes come out every Sunday evening, and my goal is to catch you up on all the news that you may have missed regarding credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, and everything in between. It is super simple to follow along. On one side of the screen, you'll see a list of topics with a timer down below and timestamps down in the description below. If you do find this video helpful or at least mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell notifications for alerts, and keep in mind, if you're interested in any cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you apply using my referral links down in the description below. And when you apply using those referral links, it does greatly help support the channel, and I can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. We've got some interesting stories, including another one where we rank the most stressed out states in the country. Are you living in one of them right now? We're going to find out in this episode. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. First things first, American Express is making it super simple to earn 50,000 membership rewards. So right now, Amex is offering a bonus of 50,000 membership rewards when you open a new business checking account and complete the following requirements. So listen to this. Deposit $5,000 within 30 days of opening the account and maintain an average balance of $5,000 for 60 days after the account is opened. Then all you have to do is make 5 or more qualifying transactions within 60 days, and boom, you've got your 50,000 membership rewards that should post soon thereafter. That sounds like an easy way to earn 50,000 membership rewards. That's pretty much it. This one's really simple. It doesn't look like you have to set up direct deposit or anything like that, and I know that's a big hindrance for some people when they're trying to get these banking bonuses. So this one's really easy. 50,000 membership rewards. You can thank me later. There is a new Capital One lounge that has just launched in Denver. So at the Denver International Airport, a brand new 10,800 square foot Capital One lounge launched on November 3rd, just a few days ago, and it's near gate 34 in Concourse A. Now this is going to be the first Capital One lounge to provide private workspaces. It's going to have 3 private rooms and 2 private phone booths, and it has the largest bar area yet for a Capital One lounge, which, let's face it, when you have a long layover, not necessarily the worst thing in the world to have on hand. Now there's several ways to get into this lounge. You'll get unlimited visits with the Capital One Venture X Rewards credit card and the Capital One Venture X business card. And you can earn 2 complimentary visits per year if you have the Capital One Venture Rewards credit card and the Capital One Spark Miles for Business credit card. And there are other ways to get in by paying and bringing in guests and things like that. But long story short, there's a new lounge open in the Denver airport. If you've been in a Capital One lounge already, let me know down in the comments below. Now, I personally have not been in one yet, but I look forward to going into one. I do live the lounge life. Lounges make everything a lot easier when you're flying. So if you have any experience in this, leave that down in the comments below and let us know how you think Capital One lounges stack up to others that you've seen. One of the most popular budgeting apps is getting ready to shut its doors, and a lot of people may be really upset about this, but you at least need to know about it. So Intuit Inc. announced this week that it will shut down the Mint budgeting app on January 1st, 2024. Now, I don't spend a lot of time talking about apps on this channel, but frankly, Mint is one of the most popular budgeting apps in the country by far, and it was backed by Intuit. So what Intuit is trying to do is they're trying to get their Mint loyal followers to go over to Credit Karma, which is also backed by Intuit. And some of the features are going to be coming along to the Credit Karma app. However, you will no longer have access to Mint accounts on January 1st, 2024. So if you try to open the app and go in, it will not work. So like I said, several of the Mint features will be coming to Credit Karma. However, spending and net worth tracking, setting monthly budgets, and customized categories will not make it over. So there's going to be quite a bit of change here if you're a Mint customer. I know right now we have a lot of people that watch the channel that use Mint. And hey, let's open the door here just a little bit more. For those that don't use Mint, what are your favorite budgeting apps right now? Is there an app on your phone that you keep every day to keep track of a budget, payments, bills, anything like that? Let us know down in the comments below. I've thought about putting a video together of my favorite budgeting tools and apps that are out there. Let us know what should be on the list down below. Every now and then when I'm researching for these weekly updates, I run into a study that just really intrigues me, and this one definitely caught my eye. So Wallet Hub has used data from the U.S. Census Bureau, Bureau of Labor Statistics, Center for Disease Control and Prevention, and more agencies to determine the results of the most and least stressed states in the country. So before we get into the list specifically, do you think that your state is going to be in the top 10 least stressed states in the country? Take 2 or 3 seconds to think about it. Think about where you live, and let's dive into the results. So the least stressed state in the country is Minnesota. Minnesota, I did not see that one coming, to be frank with you. I actually think seeing those huge snowstorms and the ice cold weather would make me extremely stressed out, but in fact that is not the case according to this study. Now after Minnesota, the least stressed state is Utah, followed by New Hampshire, South Dakota, Massachusetts, Iowa, New Jersey, Connecticut, North Dakota, and Virginia. So both Dakotas are in there. There must be something going on in the country around the North and South Dakota area. Who knows? Now let's switch gears and look at the states that are experiencing the most stress. Now topping the list is Mississippi, followed by Louisiana, New Mexico, West Virginia, Nevada, Arkansas, Alabama, Kentucky. Wait, I live in Kentucky. I'm not very stressed at all. I thought we all had bourbon and had a good time, but apparently a lot of people are stressed around here. Do you think some of these really stressed out states deserve to be in the list of the top 10 most stressed states? What about the least stressed states? Do you agree with that? I'm always curious to hear perspectives on this because it should range all over the place. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. Let me know down below. You know, every week on the Weekly Pointers News Update, I like to share a story as it relates to credit cards, travel, or money or finance, and how those come together in really interesting personal situations. And this week's story is really interesting because it deals with a lady that got kicked off of a Southwest Airlines flight just a few days ago for an issue that she had with her dog. And I'm gonna let the video play behind me here as we look at this, but basically the woman is kicked off the plane by the Southwest flight attendants. And the reason for this is very interesting. So one of the other passengers that was traveling alongside this woman, they didn't know each other, but they were in the same seating arrangement. As they were getting ready to get seated, the woman had a dog in the carrier and it started to whine just a little bit. One of the flight attendants came over and said, "Hey, if you can't get that dog to be quiet on the flight, it cannot fly." Now the woman was a little upset by this, by the way it was presented by the Southwest flight attendants, according to this third party that had witnessed the whole thing. So they get on the flight, the woman gets in the seat, and the flight attendant comes by and again tells the woman just out of the blue, "Hey, remember, keep that dog quiet or it cannot fly. It needs to go under the seat." So the woman complies and does that. As the plane is backing away from the gate, the woman has to reach into the carrier and pet the dog to try to calm it down because it was starting to whimper a little bit as the plane was moving back, and the flight attendant again came by and said, "That dog has got to be quiet, and also you're not allowed to reach into the carrier. It needs to remain closed at all times." So the woman, again being very frustrated, zipped the carrier back up. The dog stayed quiet for about 30 seconds or a minute, and then as the plane started to move again, the dog started to whimper. This time she pet the dog on the outside of the carrier, trying to calm it down. However, the flight attendant came by and said, "Hey, that dog is not being quiet. You're petting the dog, even though it's on the outside of the carrier. You're both gonna have to get off the plane." The plane had to go back to the gate, and this woman was removed from the plane. The other passengers on the flight were like, "What in the world are you doing? Why are you doing this? This is not a big deal. You should be ashamed of yourself." They're saying all this to the flight attendants, not the woman whatsoever. So there was a lot of backing for the woman on this flight, according to other passengers. But this raises the question, if it's your dog, what do you do in this situation? Do you try to reach into the carrier to pet it? Do you try to do it outside the carrier? Do you get into an argument with the Southwest flight attendant? And for those of you that aren't dog people, does it bother you when other people are traveling with their dog? Let's say they're sitting right next to you. Do you feel comfortable, uncomfortable when it starts to whimper or make sounds? Have you had a bad experience in that particular area? And do you think Southwest overall handled this case appropriately? There are more and more dogs on planes, whether you're a dog person or not. It's just a fact of life right now. I want to hear what you've done in the past and what you would do in this particular situation. And if you're familiar with the Weekly Pointers News Update, you know I like to end the show with a good food deal. This week is no exception, and I'm bringing you one that we don't talk about very often. That is Chili's. Now the reason I'm bringing this free food up is because it can be a reward that can be used very frequently. All you have to do is sign up for the My Chili's reward program, and members will get free chips and salsa or a non-alcoholic beverage offer at participating locations when you spend a minimum of $5. Those are the kind of rewards I like, the ones that aren't just one-offs, the ones that you can use over and over and over, and this one definitely makes the cut. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Weekly Pointers News Update. Now, let's be honest, there weren't a lot of big headlines when it came to credit cards this week, but there were some interesting stories out there, and I hope you enjoyed them as much as I did. That 50,000 membership reward bonus, everybody should try to take advantage of that if you can, and and I really want to hear your all's experience with Capital One lounges, especially the new one that's opened up in Denver. If you're passing through there, let us know what you think, and let me know what you think about the story of the woman traveling with a dog on a Southwest flight. Was that handled correctly? I don't know, but it's definitely an interesting situation. And keep in mind, if you're interested in any of the cards mentioned in today's video, or any card for that matter, make sure you apply using my referral link down in the description below. And when you apply using those referral links, it greatly helps support the channel. Can't thank you all enough for doing that so far. If you found this video helpful or mildly entertaining, don't forget to be awesome. Give me a big thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notifications for alerts, and when you click on the Brandon Boyd Show, click, 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 you're gonna get the latest information on credit cards, points and miles, travel, money, finance, free chips and salsa, and everything in between, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll see you soon.